popular question that I got asked after the program. So I would say if you're working in the fashion tech space, look at your job and think about the skills and the sort of the tasks that you're doing repetitively, where you can predict the sort of the context and the environment every single time. And then just as you would normally outsource that to maybe someone who's more junior or another resource, look at AI as I'm not going to call it agent, as a tool that you can outsource parts of your job to. So I think specifically in the fashion e-commerce space, AI becomes a tool to do your work more impactful. If you are a marketeer in that space, you can leverage AI to get better customer information, to get more accurate customer information and sort of in a more timely manner, and then convert that into campaigns to reach your customer. If you are a visual merchandiser, and again, we're talking about, some companies that would have 600,000 units or even less, with a tool like AI, you would be able to build more personalized visual merchandising sort of pages and listing pages for your customers. So I don't think it will necessarily replace a lot of the jobs. I think there's a couple of things that's happening is people will be retrained on how to give AI prompts to do their job. And then in areas where it could actually replace a job, like potentially customer service, then that human capital can be retrained and used in areas where it's actually more important to have that human touch in serving the customer that is no longer necessarily needed at that stage. Now, having said that, it also depends on if you're in the luxury e-commerce industry and you are serving a VIP client, your job is safe, because that person is going to want a one-to-one interaction and they're not going to want the technology. But if you have a sort of more like the long tail or the lower segments of your sort of shoppers that you want to serve at scale, then an AI chatbot could be, the best solution for your company. I look at it, AI is considered to be the third industrial revolution, right? So when we had the second one around the combustion engine, we had about 40 or 40 something percent of, between horses and carriage drivers, they went out of work. But then the car came out. And so we learned to drive cars. And I think this is just the technology that sits behind us and how we can use it to evolve the industry, the sort of the retail industry, and serve it in the right places. I think it's still, for me, it's still important to see fashion as an art and that it has a place in the realm of arts more than science. But after that creative process, when it goes to serving the customer, I think we're all better off if we provide the right tools and experiences to customers to drive more conscious shopping behaviors. The impact of that could be great, from a sustainability perspective. So I look at it as the kind of outcome that it could generate, the positive outcome that it could generate for us. I also think the conversation around AI, it depends a lot on how you personally, are you an optimist? Are you pessimist? Are you a realist around it? There are things that I read and I get scared about, singularity and how it's used. But I try to what I do is I hope for the best. And I think, especially when it comes to retail, there will always be, fashion is always going to be there, right? It's a form of art that is constantly evolving. And I think as long as you have an open mind and the company has a good strategy around AI and is able to clearly articulate why it's replacing some jobs or processes and looking at what is the other areas that it needs to create more value, I think, then that shift is normal. And as I said, it's just like the second industrial revolution. There will be I don't know what the new jobs will look like, but this is not the first time we're going through this. This is our third industrial revolution. So I think hopefully we're going to do a good job this time to adapt and evolve with it as well.